Hello there. I want to talk today about this thing about entitlement. People who are entitled. There's some kind of a confusion. It really is. It has to be. It has to be something in the atmosphere with some people that from the time they're actually growing through in their life, they have they've been given so much of an ability to believe that the world operates around them and that it caters to their needs. I mean, people say that when people are growing up, it's a real pleasurable thing to say they came from a good family background, and it's always you don't even really grasp as to what level they're talking to because some families have done a really immensely bad job of enabling people to believe that they're entitled. Okay, they're entitled to other people to be viewed as a servant. Okay, they're entitled to walk into stores. They've been given a right. It's safety, really. It's fake safety. That they even watch their parents in stores walking up to the counter and not asking politely, but demanding, right? They'll put it across, and you see people a lot. The old saying goes back to people don't listen to what you say; they listen to your tone, right? Some children are being brought up in these environments. There's a tone, right? A tone that they believe is okay for them too, besides their parents, right? And that other people have their rights as long as they have their own rights, and their rights are allowed to overwhelm or push your rights over. That's entitlement. Entitlement goes as far. Let's take, for instance, I got kind of mixed in a situation here where I was renting. I rented from this older woman, and yeah, the thing is, like right off the bat from the beginning, I had the sense that she had a kind of a superior, uh, 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 a superior kind of I don't know what word I'm looking for, but kind of like things always go well for me, and I'm one of the upper echelons, right? Kind of upper crust, right? And you can pick it up if you listen quietly when you're renting from some people. You can really realize that they're not in a business transaction with you. They're providing and you're needy. They're providing your needs. Okay. And when you think that the rights that you're getting really are the rights to a safe and a decent place to live, right? And I mean, as a tenant, you would hope that tenants. I mean, some tenants blow it for good ones, but as a good tenant, that when you move in, you understand it's a given, right? Besides the things written down on paper, it's a given that you don't keep noise after a certain time. You don't keep noise. You come and go peacefully. You do your thing. You're respectful of the property, and you don't even talk decently. You are decent. You operate on a decent level, right? The thing is about renting or even getting into any kind of cohesion with some people in this avenue of entitlement. Good has a way of getting punished. There's an old saying that says that no good deed goes unpunished. And it really is a truth. Man, it blows me away that the more good you are to others, the more they will expect it from you. Not only that, because whether they've been growing up and they've kind of had things go well for them or go right for them or go a certain way, they expect that, and they expect the person on the other side of the counter, and that's how they see people in general when they're in interacting with you, that you are there to serve them, right? In the place of where they feel entitled, they are entitled to the benefits of your goodness. You see, bad people cannot bring benefits. Bad people will bring a whole lot of regrets. Good people, because they follow after the common denominator of the moral compass, they can bring a whole lot of good into the environment by just even being there. Their manners, their way they are, they're trouble free. Okay. And the thing is, I found that whatever avenue you're in, whatever interaction you're with, even with your employer, your employees, wherever you are, the people do not treat common decency decently because it's what comes from them. Jesus even says that what comes from the evil one or even his children, it comes from their resources. And what wicked people like to do, or people who are very entitled, they will use the guilt. They will use the guilt card. They will use a certain level of making you feel that it is their right to not request, it's within their rights to take from you without asking. And how they will do that, they'll take from your time. You know, when I moved in here, this lady one day manipulated me to take a drive out in the pouring rain because she had something else doing. She's an older woman, so she uses her position very connivingly, cunningly, and it took me a while to kind of figure it out, you know. And I drove for quite a while under highway in the pouring rain to pick up a table for her. She said she was going to get me some pizza for it. Well, never materialized. Then she was complaining about her door her front door had some problems. And because I was wanting to be helpful, you see, the thing is about being the avenue about pursuing decency. There are some underlying factors involved with it because it helps me to learn about myself too. That you're easily taken advantage of because you're being trained to be taken advantage of. Even though common decency and goodness are in the bag of your container, there's also a lot of other reasons why you choose the avenue of being good. No, the things about people who like to be good is that they don't like conflict. And nobody in their right mind, see, they're more mature. They grew up more because they don't take the low path in life. They're always taking a high way, right, in life. So they grow up faster in their life. They're more mature. They handle things on a more refined manner. You're dealing with them. You'll always find that they're able to give whatever they're given out in any situation with a lot of class comes with it. Getting back to this woman, after I fixed the door and everything else, and I mean, things when you do things not only right, you do it with a certain meticulousness, right? So you're not half ass about doing stuff. You do it and you do it well because it's in the guardianship of goodness to do things and to do. If you're going to do something, do it really good, right? It's your signature on anything. Whatever you touch turns to gold. It's something along those lines, right? And I trust I'm speaking to people who are that you get it, right? That you're able to cope with these kinds of people in life, in this thing called life, because you realize that they really are crazy. They see things really so differently, and no amount of correction them. 1 ounce of correction, you're dealing with a whole pound or tons of pounds of behavior that they learn from years and years in their life. So to deal with them, it's a very tough thing, and it can lead into a lot of complex messes when it's actually quite simple. I gave my notice that I'm leaving because I found a better opportunity, and I get proper notice and everything else. We never signed an agreement that of any lease. So it was month to month. I was there for like 5 months, and I ever made a request. I give you two. You can. I'll give you a 2 months notice. She over the phone said, "Oh no, 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 it's okay. 1 month is fine." Right. When I got back into her home, the power trip began. That's when she slowly started to turn around what my notice into something I was doing to her that was bad. Now, what I was doing in her eyes, I was removing my benefits. I was removing a whole lot of what she was used to, her privilege, her rights, her entitlement to a good tenant. And I just want to really emphasize upon this because I want to keep this video short. I don't like I said, once again, keeping it simple, right? Is that whenever you're encountering these kinds of people, there is no the Bible talks about wicked and unreasonable. There's no amount of proper common sense or reason that exists up here because the way they see a lot of how they see life, they see it from the perspective of them having and you giving. And I like to go into this more into another video, but it can be really complex dealing with them. And the best thing you can do is you learn in your life is keep a lot of written records, which I did with her, and be careful when they go into the nasty zone because you don't know what they can do. I sort of have a sense of be feeling unsafe with her and taking videos and even when you leave whatever if you leave in a place you're in that kind of environment, take a lot of pictures and make sure that you have a time signature to your pictures and a location should anything happen because they stoop to lows that normal people don't. So I'll just end with that. Be very aware that entitled people are very interesting to say the least. You all have a good day and do like and subscribe. Thank you.